It's that time of year. It's time for March Madness, the time where everybody tries to fill out the perfect bracket. However, nobody has succeeded yet. That is until today, because I have found the perfect strategy to get a perfect bracket for March Madness. How, you may ask? Well, some people use statistics, some people just pick who they want. Me? I choose the teams based off roller coasters. Okay, so here's the rules. I'm not the best at explaining rules, so just bear with me. So the theme park representing the university must have at least 8 rides and 1 coaster, and I will use the closest park to each university. For example, Kansas is closest to Worlds of Fun. However, there are some parks with multiple schools nearby. For example, Carowinds at the Carolina schools. Why are there so many friggin' Carolina schools? The same thing with Ohio. In this scenario, I would choose the school closest to the park, and it goes on until every school has a park. So, essentially, Queens is the closest park to Carowinds, and, there's Duke, North Carolina, NC State, Furman, Clemson. So, they can't all be the same park. You'll probably just get the gist as I go on. You probably don't want to explain, but that's why Furman's closest park is in Alabama. Okay, so Duke is being represented by Family Kingdom in Myrtle Beach. Siena, which is in New York, Albany area, is being represented by Huck Finn's Playland. Ohio State by the Columbus Zoo. TCU by Peppa Pig Theme Park. St. John's by Nickelodeon Universe American Dream, Northern Iowa by Lost Island, Kansas by Worlds of Fun, Cal Baptist by Castle Park, Louisville by Kentucky Kingdom, USF by Busch Gardens, Michigan State by Michigan's Adventure, NDSU by Super Slide, UCLA by Universal Hollywood, UCF by Fun Spot Orlando, UConn by Lake Compounds, Furman by Lake City Amusement Park, Florida by Wild Adventures, Prairie View A&M by Big Rivers, Lehigh by Dorney Park, Clemson by Lake Winnie, Iowa by Mount Olympus, Vandy by Holiday World, McNeese by Pleasure Pier, Galveston Pleasure Pier, that is, my bad, I just abbreviated it, Nebraska by Arnold Park, Troy by Race City, North Carolina by the Pavilion Park Myrtle Beach, VCU by Kings Dominion, Illinois by Santa's Village, Penn Sesame Place, St. Mary's Pixieland, which is in California, Texas A&M Morgan's Wonderland, Houston Kima Boardwalk, Idaho Remlinger Farms, Arizona Castles and Coasters, LIU Coney Island, Villanova Dutch Wonderland, Utah State Glenwood Caverns, Wisconsin Little America, High Point University Tweetsie Railroad, Arkansas Silver Dollar City. Now, you might be a little confused why Hawaii has a team. I thought about just not giving them a team, but Disneyland is technically the closest to Hawaii, by miles, so yeah. BYU Lagoon, Texas, Fiesta, Texas, and NC State, Carolina Beach Amusement Park, Gonzaga Silverwood, Kennesaw State Six Flags Over Georgia, Miami Legoland, Mizzou Magic Springs, Purdue Indiana Beach, Queens Carowinds, Michigan Cedar Point, UMBC Adventure Park USA, Howard Dutch Wonderland, Georgia Fun Spot Atlanta, St. Louis Six Flags St. Louis, Texas Tech Wonderland Amarillo, Akron Memphis Kiddie Park, Alabama Adventure, Hofstra Adventureland Long Island, Tennessee Dollywood, Miami Ohio Strickers Grove, SMU Six Flags Over Texas Virginia, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Wright State Kings Island, Kentucky Camden Park, Santa Clara California's Great America, Iowa State Adventureland, and Adventureland Iowa, of course, Tennessee State Beach Bend. Alright, so we're in the bracket. Time to start the picks. First matchup, you got Family Kingdom versus Huck Finn's Playland. And, I'm going to take Duke. Family Kingdom looks like a fun place. Huck Finn's Playland also looks like a fun place, but, they Their only roller coaster is a kiddie coaster. I mean, it looks cool. Like, they have a bunch of cool, like, old-timey flat rides, some kiddie rides. But, you know, Family Kingdom got Swamp Fox and all that. And, yeah. Okay, second matchup, Ohio State, which is the Columbus Zoo, and TCU, which is Peppa Pig theme park. And, yeah. I'm going to give it to Ohio State. Sea Dragon's also a great roller coaster. Yeah, good matchup right here. St. John's, which is being represented by Nickelodeon Universe at the American Dream Mall, and Northern Iowa, which is being represented by Lost Island. I'm gonna give it to Lost Island. Lost Island looks like an amazing park. Would love to visit. Alright. Kansas, which is being represented by Worlds of Fun, and Cal Baptist, which is being represented by Castle Park. Now, I will say this. Castle Park looks really nice, really beautiful park. Lots of mini golf. I love mini golf and roller. What am I saying? I love mini golf in theme parks. However, the roller coaster game at Castle Park just isn't cutting it. Worlds of Fun also looks to be a very underrated park. Would love to visit. Hopefully, keeps getting investment through the Enchanted Parks chain. I'm gonna take the Worlds of Fun. Yeah. Alright, Louisville, Kentucky Kingdom, USF, Busch Gardens. Kentucky Kingdom's good, but it's Busch Gardens. Michigan State, Michigan's Adventure, and NDSU, Super Slide and Bismarck, Shivering Timbers. UCLA, Universal Hollywood, and UCF just getting dealt a bad hand because they are in the city full of theme parks. And the closest one is Fun Spot, which Fun Spot's great, but you know I'll take Universal Hollywood. All right, so you got Yukon, which is Lake Compounds, and Furman. The closest park to Furman that like isn't close to any other universities in this tournament is Lake City Amusement Park in Guntersville, Alabama. Which I've never heard of, but I mean, upon looking it up, I mean, it looks pretty cool, but you know, I'm gonna take Lake Compounds. Okay, this is where things get interesting. If Prairie View A&M wins, they're being represented by Big Rivers, which is a water park with some rides. I mean, it looks fun, but I think Florida wins. Florida's being represented by Wild Adventures once again. However, if Lehigh wins, you know, they're being represented by Dorney. So if Lehigh wins, I think I take Dorney Park because listen, I love Wild Adventures. Wild Adventures is great. It's so great. But like, Hershend is allergic to giving them good roller coasters. The roller coaster lineup is just not that good. I mean, I don't hate Boomerang. I don't hate Twisted Typhoon. In fact, Twisted Typhoon is probably the greatest roller coaster of all time. It's just, you know, like, you can't ride it more than 2 times because it's just that good. And, like, you're just going to die of greatness and just wisdom if you ride it more than twice. But, you know, as pretty as Wild Adventures is, as great as the flat ride lineup is, you know, if Lehigh wins, I'm taking Dorney because of the roller coasters. If Prairie View A&M wins, you take Florida. All right, next game, Clemson, which is being represented by Lake Winnie in Georgia, and Iowa by Mount Olympus. I'm gonna take Mount Olympus. I mean, I know a lot of people hate on Mount Olympus, but, you know, Hades 360 looks like a great roller coaster. I actually think all those roller coasters look really good. Despite, like, people saying, like, they're really rough, like, I think those roller coasters, like, I like intense winter roller coasters. Next game, Vandy being represented by Holiday World and McNeese by Galveston Pleasure Pier. It's Holiday World. I mean, no offense to Galveston Pleasure Pier, looks great. It's Holiday World. Nebraska, which there's no parks near Lincoln, so you gotta go next day over Iowa City. Not Iowa City, Iowa. My bad. Iowa City is where Iowa is. You gotta go to Arnold's Park in Arnold Park, Iowa. And Troy's being represented by Ray City and Panama City. I'm gonna go for Arnold's Park because the old-timey atmosphere and just, it's in a nice location. North Carolina is being represented by the Pavilion Park at Myrtle Beach, which is mainly just flat rides and an SBF visa, and VCU is being represented by Kings Dominion. Illinois versus Penn. This is a battle of family parks. However, Penn's being represented by Sesame Place. Illinois by Santa's Village. One of them has a Gravity Group Woody, though. St. Mary's is being represented by Pixieland, a small kids park in California, and Texas A&M by Morgan's Wonderland. And Morgan's Wonderland looks like a really nice place. Love what they're about. And yeah, Texas A&M. Alright, so Houston's being represented by Kemah, Idaho by Remlinger Farms, a farm in Washington. I'm gonna take Kemah. Alright, so this is another interesting one because you got Castles and Coasters and Coney Island, which I just grouped together Luna Park and Dino's Wonder World. And Coney Island's iconic. Gotta go with the Sharks here. Alright, Villanova is being represented by Dutch Wonderland, and Utah State by Glenwood Caverns. Gotta go with Glenwood Caverns. Wisconsin by Little America and High Point University by Tweetsie Railroad. I think Little America looks like a very good park. I haven't really dived into Tweetsie Railroad that much. It does look really nice, though. The scenery does look nice. But I think I'm going to give it to Little America. Okay, so this is a crazy matchup. So Hawaii, they don't have theme parks anywhere in the state, but technically the closest theme park to Hawaii is Disneyland. In Arkansas, the closest theme park to the university is Silver Dollar City. However, I'm going to take Silver Dollar City because of the thrills, Yeah. Alright, so BYU Lagoon. And this game's going on right now. It's either Six Flags Fiesta Texas or Carolina Beach, the Carolina Beach Boardwalk for NC State. If it's NC State winning, then BYU wins. However, if Texas wins, I still put Lagoon over Fiesta Texas, which that might sound like a crazy take to people, but Lagoon's awesome, bro. Lagoon is it's so good. It's so good. The charm of Lagoon, the mountains in the back. Listen, I know Six Flags Fiesta Texas is great. I've heard great things. I heard that's also a very charming park, but I just don't think it will outclass Lagoon. And just Lagoon's just awesome, man. I'm gonna take Lagoon. Alright. Gonzaga, Silverwood. Ooh, Silverwood versus Six Flags over Georgia. Dude. That's a great matchup. I'm gonna take Silverwood. I think that, it looks like the better park. I've heard... Well, I've actually been to over Georgia, but I haven't been in a while. And it just, I feel like the reputation for Silverwood is a lot better. I mean, Six Flags over Georgia's reputation is definitely on the come up. It does have better roller coasters, but right now, I like taking Silverwood a little bit more right now. Alright, so Miami, you have Legoland, Florida, and Missouri, Magic Springs in Arkansas. And Magic Springs, it looks like, I think they need a lot. I think it could be a great park, but they're being kind of neglected right now. And Legoland's chill, bro. It's chill. Purdue, you got Indiana Beach versus Carowinds. I think Indiana Beach looks really cool, but it's Carowinds. You gotta take Carowinds. Okay, so Michigan is being represented by Cedar Point, and Howard is being represented by Funland and Delaware. And we're going to take Cedar Point. Although Funland in Delaware it looks so cool just because it's like, I think it's only like an acre, and like they pack so much space into that acre.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah. Okay, so you got Georgia being represented by Fun Spot Atlanta, and St. Louis, Six Flags St. Louis, Air Force One, baby. Texas Tech, which is Wonderland in Amarillo, Texas, and Akron by Memphis Kiddie Park. And, you know, if you're an Akron fan, you gotta be sick just because you were about to get Cedar Point until I remembered that Memphis Kiddie Park existed. And they do qualify as an amusement park, so yeah, I'm sorry, Akron. Okay, Alabama Adventure and Adventureland Long Island. I'm gonna take Adventureland Long Island just because I think, like, Alabama Adventure, you know, it's not in the best state right now. It's definitely going to be great in a couple of years. Ownership's definitely working on that, but right now I like the state of Adventureland a bit more than Alabama Adventure. However, Alabama Adventure just has so much potential. And yeah. Alright, so you have Miami of Ohio, which is being represented by Stricker's Grove, which, I mean, yeah, it's technically cheating because it's like more of a fairground, but like, it's in between. It's weird. I consider it an amusement park, just like a rare amusement park. I'd put in that category. I think it's more of an amusement park than a fair, even though it operates like a fair. And SMU, Six Flags over Texas. I would take Six Flags over Texas over Stricker's Grove, but Tennessee's being represented by Dollywood, so yeah. Now this is the matchup right here. You got Kings Island and Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I've never been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I'm going there this summer, but I'm going to take Kings Island. Kings Island's just freaking awesome. Kentucky is being represented by Camden Park, and Santa Clara by California's Great America. Gotta go with California's Great America. Nothing against Camden Park, it's just they got more rides and stuff. Iowa State is being represented by Adventureland, and Tennessee State by Beach Bend. Beach Bend, Kentucky Rumbler looks great. I'm going to take Adventureland, though. Alright, you have now Family Kingdom versus the Columbus Zoo. I think I'll take Family Kingdom just because they have more rides, even though the animals are cool. I think I'll take Family Kingdom, yeah, because of the more rides. Animals are cool, though. Alright, Northern Iowa, which is Lost Island and versus Worlds of Fun. I'm going to take Lost Island. Busch Gardens versus Michigan's Hollywood. Universal Hollywood versus Lake Compounce. Universal Hollywood. Dorney Park versus Mount Olympus. Dorney. Which also, if this was Florida, if Prairie View wins and it's Wild Adventures versus Mount Olympus, that's hard. Because the roller coasters there do look better, but just the atmosphere at Mount Olympus is just, like, I think that the atmosphere in flat rides just would carry Wild Adventures above. I don't know. I think those roller coasters look really good. I'd take Mount Olympus. But yeah. So I'll take Mount Olympus there. You got Holiday World and Arnold's Park. Holiday World. King's Dominion and Sesame Place. King's Dominion. Morgan's Wonderland and Kima Boardwalk. I'm going to go with Boardwalk Bullet. Morgan's Wonderland is a great place, but I'm going to go with Boardwalk Bullet. Coney Island and Glenwood Caverns. Coney Island is iconic, but Glenwood Caverns. I'd take Glenwood Caverns. Wisconsin and Arkansas, Little America and Silver Dollar City. Silver Dollar City. Ooh, you got Silver Dollar City and mini Silver Dollar City on a mountain. That is cool. Silverwood and Lagoon. Silverwood looks great. I'm gonna take Lagoon. Lagoon. I think that Lagoon is just the better version of Silverwood. I've never been to Silverwood, but Lagoon. I am a Lagoon trooper. Lagoon is awesome. You got Carowinds versus Legoland. I take Carowinds. You got Cedar Point versus Fun Spot Atlanta. Air Force One looks great. One coaster can't beat the amount that Cedar Point has. Wonderland versus Adventureland. I'm gonna take Adventureland. I think Adventureland looks really cool, despite Wonderland also looking pretty cool. Dollywood versus Kings Island. Give me Kings Island. Give me Kings Island. Iowa State, which is Adventureland, and California's Great America. Take Adventureland. Alright. You got Family Kingdom and Lost Island. Busch Gardens and Universal Hollywood. Now, this would be a lot closer if this was 3 months from now. But as of now, I'm going to take Busch Gardens. If Hollywood Drift was open, I would seriously consider taking Universal Hollywood. Just because the state Busch Gardens is in right now, I haven't been in a while, but allegedly it's just not being operated the best right now. But the roller coasters are great. That's for sure. Alright, you got Mount Olympus and Holiday World. Battle of the Woodies. Holiday World is going to take it. Kima Boardwalk and King's Dominion. Yeah. Silver Dollar City. I mean, Glenwood Caverns is great, but there's a reason they call it mini Silver Dollar City. Now, this is an interesting one. I think Lagoon is better than Carowinds. I think it's the better park. This is a tricky one. I think I'll give it to Carowinds just because it has Fury 325, Thunder Striker, and Copperhead Strike. Even though Lagoon is the better all-around park, I think the coaster lineup at Carowinds is just too heavy. Alright, Cedar Point and Adventureland. Cedar Point. Kings Island over Adventureland too. Alright, and then you have Holiday World and King's Dominion. I'm going for the upside. I'm going to take Holiday World. I think King's Dominion looks great, but I think that Holiday World just looks terrifically ran. And those Woodies are world class and can stack up with King's Dominion's lineup. Alright, Cedar Point and Kings Island. I love Kings Island. I do. But Cedar Point is just a cut above. Like, it's just a cut above, in my opinion. Arkansas and Queens, which once again is Carowinds and Silver Dollar City. I like the roller coasters at Carowinds better, but Silver Dollar City's theming and great roller coaster lineup I think pushes it through. You have Lost Island and Busch Gardens. Unfortunately, I think this is where Lost Island loses. Alright, it's Busch Gardens and Holiday World. You know, with the way things are being run at Busch Gardens right now, I'm going to go Holiday World. I'm going Holiday World. And then Silver Dollar City and Cedar Point. Some people would say Silver Dollar City. I don't know, man, but Cedar Point is just different. I truly think Cedar Point's just different. I'm going Cedar Point. And I'd take Cedar Point over at Holiday World too. Now, Is this the perfect bracket? If it ends in the Wolverines winning, then yeah, it is. But yeah, I mean, Cedar Point is the best theme park in this bracket. And yeah, Cedar Point has just won me $1 billion. And I'm going to build my theme park with my Travis Scott roller coaster.